Hey guys, my name is Nick Washburn. I'm here with Matt Wilson. We're going to talk to you today about some of the extensibility features of Windows Admin Center. So first, I'm going to go through some partner extension demos, and then later Matt's going to show us some of the latest features available for extension developers. All right, so first of all, where do partner extensions show up in Windows Admin Center? So when I open up a copy of Windows Admin Center and I manage a server, I can see on the left-hand side, I've got my tool list, all the tools that are included by default with Windows Admin Center. And then below that, I have any extensions that I've installed through the extension gallery on my gateway. Installing extensions is easy. I just go up and click on the settings icon, click on extensions, and then I can see all of the extensions available for. No. Sorry, guys. All the extensions that are available in our extension feed. And so this is going to include extensions from Microsoft, from individual contributors, and also from any of our third-party partners.
Cool.
So a quick look at our ecosystem status. So we have around 20 extensions available in our feed. In the last 12 months, we've had 42 releases. This includes both new extensions and extension updates. And we've also had around 200,000 downloads of extensions from our feed in the last 12 months. So this is a look at some of the hardware extension capabilities that our hardware partners have provided, and this keeps increasing. So some of the capabilities you'll find in our hardware extensions include hardware inventory and health, hardware alerts, firmware updates, links to BMC UIs, and lots of cluster features coming online. So here's a look at Windows Admin Center's partners. These are our valued partners, and this includes both hardware and software solution providers. I'm now going to run through some examples of features and design elements that some of these partners have implemented with our SDK. This is something that also you can use our SDK to do as well. First, let's take a look at Dell EMC's Open Manage Integration extension. So I guess first off, when I manage a server that's manufactured by Dell, and I open that up, I can see that I have this banner across the top that tells me about an extension that's available from Dell EMC. So I can just click here, can install that extension. Once that extension is installed, next time I go in to manage that server, I can click on the Dell extension, and I can see, first off, I see this health status dashboard comes up. Quickly and easily, I can monitor all of the health of the different components of my server. See that they're all healthy here, all green. All right, let's go in now and manage a Dell cluster with Windows Admin Center. You can see I'm also in dark mode here. So once I've clicked on that cluster, connect, go into the Dell extension. Now I can see not only just for an individual server, but all of the nodes of my cluster. I can see the hardware health status. And I can see if I go down to power supplies here, I've got an issue with some of the power supplies in my cluster. So I can click on that. I can kind of drill down, get into the health status part of the extension, and I can see, oh yeah, I can see the issue there. I can go over to hardware inventory, select an individual node, get more information about that hardware, go into memory, go into network cards, physical disks, and of course power supplies. I want to see, yep, definitely I've got an issue here. Now I can go over, drill in on the BMC, go to that node where I want to connect to that BMC. And now I can see, oh, okay, so here's more information about my power supply issue. So these are all great examples of taking a lot of dense information and putting it into an extension in a way that is easy to understand and easy to consume. Let's now take a look at some features of HPE's Azure Stack HCI extension. So I'm going to connect up to my cluster, manufactured by HPE. And I can see, first of all, this dashboard right away. I can see on this overview that what is the classification of my cluster. I can see the server models that are included in my cluster. See the number of nodes in my cluster. And if I go up to inventory, you can see individual details, the cluster node details. Again, a way to link out to the BMC. If I go over to Storage Manager, I can see the individual disks in my nodes, and I can see their physical location with a virtual model there of the server. I can actually blink the LED on that disk as well if I need to.
I was able
Also
to
got a lot of help resources available
Are you
right
still
here
getting
in
me
the
there?
extension.
Yep.
And then finally, let's connect to a different kind of cluster. So this is a cluster with different server models in the cluster. And I can see right away here that the solution is marked as unclassified. I can see the server models right below that. See the number of nodes in my cluster. And then when I go over to inventory, I'm going to see something more interesting here. I can see a lot of rich details about what's going on with this cluster. So I can see what's supported in the WAC extension. I can see firmware inconsistencies that are going on. You can see driver version inconsistencies. And then I can take action on those too. So the remediation is available for right here inside the extension. All right, let's take a look at another example, Lenovo xClarity's integrator extension. So I'm going to connect up to my Lenovo cluster, open up the Lenovo extension, put in my creds. Now I can see on this dashboard firmware consistency report. I can see how firmware versions are not consistent across the cluster nodes. So when I go into details, you can see my options. I can select which servers I actually want to apply an update on. I can select which firmware I want to update. I can decide if I want to do a VM migration as part of this firmware update. I can either run the update now or I can schedule the update. And then I can see all the details about what I'm about to do, and then I can choose to submit this job now. So this is an example of taking a lot of complex ideas about, if my firmware is consistent and the changes I want to make, put those all into a wizard, and yeah, just to make that much easier to do. Let's look at another kind of wizard experience in the Lenovo extension. So if I have a disk that goes bad, I need to replace it. I can go in and find that disk, click replace. And now a wizard's going to open up here. Say yes, I want to continue. And now I have some options here. I can blink the server location LED. You can see the video here. The LED is blinking. I can then blink the disk's location LED. Go over and make sure I've selected the right disk. Take that out. Put in a replacement disk. Once I have that disk in, I can go back to Admin Center, click yes, and now I've completed my disk replacement. So again, like a wizard making something much more foolproof and an easier flow for the customer using Windows Admin Center. One more thing I want to show you from Lenovo. So previously, you needed to have the Lenovo xClarity administrator in order to use their extension. They've started adding some features now that are with in-band management. So there are some things now that you can do with their extension without having the Lenovo xClarity administrator on site. Okay, let's take a look at some features in Data on the Must extension. So first, when I open this up, I can see this great dashboard with all the information. I go into drive maps. I can see all of the drives and the nodes of my cluster. When I click on each one, I can see its location within that physical model there. When I go over to alerts, I can see the summary of the alerts organized by severity and category. And then let's say I want to actually receive some emails with some of those alerts. I can configure an SMTP server. I can put in my email addresses that I want to receive, and then those alerts will be sent to me by email. Finally, I get an explanation here of must call home service. So this is something where if a disk fails, I configure this, automatically data on will be notified, and then a replacement disk will be sent out to my site. So these are all great examples of really advanced features put into a very simple and streamlined experience in their extension. All right, the Pure Storage extension. Let's take a look at this. So Pure Storage has an all-flash array solution. This is not a Windows server, but they've integrated it with Windows Admin Center. So when I open this up, I can see in real time, I've got a latency graph, IOPS, bandwidth. I can go over, click on hosts. I can see which hosts and host groups that I've associated with this array. Then if I go over and click on initiators, I can see the relationship between my servers, initiators, and disks, and all the information, lots of information all put into one place, easy to organized and easy to consume and use. Finally, let's take a look at a software solution. So BitOps changes extension. So BitOps is the change tracking software solution. They have a UI that they've adopted to work within Windows Admin Center. So if I open up my cluster that has BitOps enabled, I go to the BitOps extension and I drill down into some categories where change tracking is enabled. I can select an item where I have tracking. I can see the details of what I'm tracking. Then I can go and select a different category, select a different item. Say I've got too many items to show, I can apply a filter. I can even sort. So this is really a great example of an extension developer that took their existing solution and they were able to adapt it and put it into Windows Admin Center. All right, so that was the demos that I'm going to show today. So now I'm going to hand it off to Matt, and he's going to give us a view of some of the latest extensibility features. Thanks, Matt.
All right. Awesome. Hi, how's everybody doing so far? Good? We just got to take a look at a lot of really cool things that people have done within Windows Admin Center and building extensions in there. I wanted to take the next couple of minutes to talk about how you can do this. First and foremost in this is the developer guide. So the developer guide is really your home for all things extension-oriented, for building your own extensions and bringing your capabilities into Windows Admin Center. Previously, this has been kind of an external release, but as of 1910, which released Monday, we've brought it all into Windows Admin Center, so it's there for you, and all you have to do is toggle a switch. So the first question is, how do I get to this? The gateway settings is this little gear up in the top right-hand corner. And under our advanced tabs in the settings, the very first thing we have there is the developer guide. You hit the toggle switch, and then a quick save and a reload will bring in these capabilities. Technically, they're all there originally. It's just hidden behind a key. This is making it available so you can get in and see it from there. Now, under the top-level solutions, I have a new guide. And whenever I want to build things, I can head in there. Like I said, this is where you want to go if you want to explore what can you do with Windows Admin Center. We've got lists of all of the styles and controls and services that we expose that you can use. You know, you might be asking, why would I want to do this? So one of the advantages you get by building with our styles is you get our light theme and dark theme automatically. So whenever users toggle between those two themes inside of Windows Admin Center, by implementing our styles, there we go, getting a little nervous, sorry, you actually get those all for free. In addition to that, we've also included a bunch of styling so that your controls look exactly like our controls. So if we ever change them in the future, all of those styles will be rolled into your extensions, and you will go along with us so you continue to look like a first-class citizen inside of Windows Admin Center. For instance, in this toggle switch, this is all the CSS that you need to wrap around a standard checkbox to make that checkbox look like these toggles, which you see all over the place inside of Windows Admin Center. After that, the next thing we roll into is the layouts. So in and of itself, it's not all that interesting until you start thinking about what it does. By using these CSS classes inside your layout elements in your HTML, you get to use all of the stuff that we're doing. So you're using our spacing, so you look exactly like all of our extensions do. And not only that, we've done a lot of investment in responsive forms so that it doesn't matter what the screen size is. The layout will automatically adjust as the screen size shrinks and then expands, so it flows and reloads automatically. All right, the next thing we're going to roll into is a bunch of our controls. Inside of the SDK, we actually package up a bunch of controls that you can use inside of your extensions. You might be wondering why you'd want to do this. Well, we've done a whole heck of a lot of investment in making sure that things are accessible. So by using our controls, you automatically get keyboard navigation, as well as narrator support, so that for all of your extensions are really accessible. If I'm going to click into this form fields, this is a control that I wanted to highlight because this is a really easy way to start laying out complex forms in a really simple manner. We have two types of forms, template-driven and reactive. Template-driven uses a JSON file to actually do the layout for you. And honestly, I'd kind of step away from that. That was our original way that we did it. But the reactive form, which I'm showing here, is more of an HTML layout where you're implementing our form controls in a nice logical manner. You'd want to do that for basically supportability. With a JSON file, it's a little hard to actually see what's going on and how things will lay out. But if you use the HTML layout, you can read it just like any other HTML page, and it makes a lot more sense. Another thing that I wanted to highlight was our date time control. As with all of our controls, we've made sure that it's nice and accessible, but we've also done a lot of investment in the date time control to make sure that it's localized, so that we're making sure that we're not just US-centric here. We have customers around the world, and we want to make sure that we hit their formats and their expectations. All right, it wouldn't be much of a dev example if we didn't show a little bit of code. A couple of things that I've done before. I used my CLI tool to already create my own extension. I've brought in all the JavaScript packages, and I've built them. I also wanted to highlight 2 Visual Studio Code extensions that I use extensively. TypeScript Hero and TSLint will make your life much easier. We're going to go ahead and implement a real quick form. And I cheated and recorded this beforehand and sped it up quite a bit, because the last thing we want to do is sit and watch me fumble through typing while trying to present here. So we've got basically 3 spaces that we want to change. The first thing that we're going to update is our default module. The default module is the component inside of Angular that pulls in the libraries we're going to build off of. In this example, I brought in we'll let it stop here, forms module and the reactive forms module. Both of these are Angular modules, and that's just bringing in their libraries. In addition, I've added in the SME module, and this brings in our customizations to the Angular forms. These are the components that you're going to be using inside of your extension. After that, we're going to go over and touch the default component. Kind of think of the default component as the brains inside of your extension. This is where all of your business logic is going to go, so that you can keep it separated from your presentation layer. This is really important to make sure that updates are easy and simple. So if your business logic changes, but you don't have to worry about your presentation layer, you don't have to touch anything there. In this case, I'm keeping it really simple. I'm just putting a little bit of data in there that I'm going to use to bind into my front end. And then the last thing we have to change is the actual HTML in and of itself. So I went ahead and deleted all of the HTML and started adding in the form controls. We'll let it finish, and then I'll kind of go through a little bit of what it is. So there's 2 things that I wanted to call out. We've got our layout CSS at the top. We've got a div wrapper around our extension. Then I use the built-in CSS to make sure that I lay out my form so it fits inside of Windows Admin Center. After that, the other important thing is this actual forms control. This is what's going to be, designating the start and the stop of my form. It has all of the controls in it. After that, I added 2 fields, a label, as well as a text field, and then a combo box with a bunch of options. You should notice that a lot of these things, the form control name, title, and text input, those are bound to the variable names in the component in the back end. After I've done this, all I have to do is save it. And assuming I'm running, I refresh the page, and I'll see my form show up here in just a second. All right, there you go. That's my text field. As you can see, everything's marked as required because those were labels that I applied to the controls in my code behind there. And I had my keyboard navigation without adding any additional work from my developer standpoint. All right, let's head back to the dev guide, because I've got a couple more things that I wanted to highlight here. Specifically, I wanted to talk about our shell services. So shell services don't necessarily do anything with presentation as much as manage your data. The first thing is our notification service. So Windows Admin Center has a pretty robust notification system inside of it, and we understand that everybody wants to touch into that. Like, letting your users know what's going on is a really good thing to do. So we've highlighted all of the available capabilities there. And as you click these buttons, the code that you need to implement it is going to be displayed on the page for you. So all you have to really do is copy and paste and then change some values in there. In addition to that, we also have a secure extension data service. So Windows Admin Center is an admin tool, which means that we sometimes deal with some sensitive data that we don't necessarily want sitting around in memory or a browser session or anything like that. In order to protect our users, we have exposed this service so that you can take the sensitive data that you're collecting and using inside of your extension and making sure that it doesn't get out. In fact, we actually use this service in particular to manage the credentials for our manage as when you have to change a user context when you're connecting to a server. Anytime you have sensitive data, make sure that you're using the service. And then finally, the last thing that I wanted to talk to in services is our settings manager. So settings, inside of an extension, you don't necessarily, not everything is session-based. You want to save some settings, you want to save some data so that when users come back to your extension, they see what they expect to see, where they left off, and all that good stuff. We have three available settings for you. The user settings the user profile is specific to that user. So whenever that user comes back to your extensions, you can load the data from the service. Application settings are going to be essentially extension-wide. So this could be used for if you had to do some extension configuration on first run, but you didn't want every administrator to have to run that every time, you could have the first person set it or an administrator set it, and then that would be available to every user who comes in there. And then finally, the admin settings, which is available only to gateway administrators who configure your extension. As with the previous services, every time you click on a tab, all the data or all the code you need to run this is displayed on the page for you. All right, and now we're going to jump out of the dev guide and into one of my favorite tools that we've added this time around. This is the performance profiler. It's essentially a profiling tool that you can use to start figuring out what's going on inside of your extension. We use this on a number of our tools, specifically our overview page, which was taking 15, 20 seconds to load, and we had no idea why. So to turn on the profile, it's under the gateway settings in the top right-hand corner, and then performance profile under the settings. And it's as easy as hitting the toggle switch. At this point in time, the Windows Admin Center platform is starting to collect performance data on all of the things that are happening inside of the extension and inside of the tool. In order to see what's going on, all I had to do was go to one of my tools and load up the extension that I wanted to analyze. After it loads, I gave it a second or two to run, make sure all the requests were through. And then to see the data, I click in the yellow box in the top right-hand corner. This is highlighted to make sure that you know that collection is happening, because what you don't want to do is leave this profiler running because there is a performance hit to it. After I pull in all of the data, all of the requests that were made by my tool are listed out in a table with a waterfall so I can see the timings of everything that's going on. So I can really easily isolate some of these time issues. Once I see something that's particularly interesting, I can click on the request, see a detail list about what actually went on inside of the request. I can also see what originated the request, the module source, so the shell would be coming from the Windows Admin Center shell, where my extension would be listed out there as well. But I can see what the request and the response was, so I can really start digging into the troubleshooting of what's going on here. After that, let's say I'm trying to narrow down what's going on, and I had a series of requests that I really wanted to analyze. I can use the mark region to start and mark region to stop to essentially scope my view into those specific requests. After that, everything before and after those regions are cut out of the view. This is really handy for if I wanted to share the data. So we have a nice export button over here, and what you don't see is hidden under the more is an import data. So if I have multiple engineers who are actually trying to troubleshoot these issues with me, I can start sharing these files around. And this is what you get from an output from there. OK, that's all of the time that I had today. So thank you all for hanging around. I'm more than welcome to answer some questions. I'm also going to be at the Admin Center booth right in the back over there if you want to come and let's have a chat.